How's everyone doing? This is going to be a what movie should I watch room tour, movie collection overview video, and let me know if you're watching anything tonight as well. But I have 8 movies right now to choose from, and I want you guys to choose 2 movies for me to watch today into tonight. I'm trying to knock out all the movies in my collection that I haven't seen. I've had some movies in my collection for a couple of years that I haven't popped in. I'm trying to really, stop that and get rid of the ones I don't ever want to watch again. I did a lot of blind buying before, and I've basically cut that almost all the way out. Occasionally I'll do that, very, very rarely. But I am also drinking a Not Your Father's root beer, which I did a review for this ages ago. But it's funny that how extremely popular this was a few years ago. Like, a lot of liquor stores were sold out of it, and there was like a crazy, rage for it. And then now I feel like it's overstocked everywhere. But I was just kind of in the mood for this. There was we had a party for the Super Bowl, and somebody brought I guess a 6-pack of these over, and there was one left. I was like, all right, why not? I haven't had this in a while. So cheers. Let me know if you've had a Not Your Father's root beer. I think it's by far the best of the alcoholic root beers. The Coney Island one tasted like poison. I think there was another one, the Best Damn one, which was okay, but this is head and shoulders above all of them. But I actually prefer the Not Your Father's ginger ale, which I love. I love ginger beer. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and give you like a movie collection tour. Oh, there I am in the mirror, not wearing pants. I always forget about that. But yeah, let me put this beer down before I spill it, because right now the office area is kind of cramped, and that's where I just was before, the office area. Let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and show you the movies to choose from first. Then I'll do like the whole complete movie collection, room tour, all that kind of good stuff. Half my collection is in this room, and then the other half is in the office. So I have 9 total IKEA bookcases, and they're about 6.5 feet tall. So, give you an idea. Each one of them, I guess, around about 500 each shelf. And then I got a bunch of stuff on the floor, everywhere. But I digress. Let's get into the movies. So, of these 8 that I picked out, of movies in my collection that I haven't seen, I'd like you to choose 2 for me to watch today into tonight. And let me know what you're watching tonight as well. And here we go. First up, we've got Images, which is a really nice release right here from Arrow Video, Robert Altman film. Just reading the synopsis of it, I'm not familiar with this one. I believe I heard of it before, but I might have been thinking of another movie with a similar title. Not 100% sure, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of Polanski's Repulsion, just from the write-up on the back, the synopsis. I guess it was about a woman who's pregnant, and she thinks that her husband might be cheating, and they go on vacation in Ireland, and she has these, paranoid delusions of a doppelganger, and starts, losing her mind, essentially. But Arrow Video always does an amazing release. Again, I talk about them all the time, from their special features, to the transfer, to the reversible artwork, newly commissioned artwork, the clear cases, the booklet, the disc artwork, just everything. For collectors, top of the line right there. And another Arrow Video release is Eric the Conqueror from Mario Bava, which is interesting. A lot of times I associate with horror. He's done non-horror too, but this one right here is like kind of a Viking, Vikings versus the British, and I guess there's a 2 females in here, and then 2 brothers. They're twin sisters and 2 brothers right there, and the brothers, I guess, were, as kids, they were broken up during a Viking invasion, and one of them was raised to be British and becomes like a duke, and then the other one is leading the Viking army, coming back for revenge, and so they're kind of facing off, and they don't realize it. So that sounds kind of interesting. And let me know what your favorite Robert Altman film is, and what's your favorite Mario Bava movie. And then from the Warner Archive collection is The Flight of Dragons. This is a Bass and Rankin film right here. Good animation styling, looks like. But I like the voice acting. James Earl Jones, John Ritter, a few of the ones, dragons and wizards and good stuff like that. I'm really liking what Warner Archive has done. I remember a few months back, Scream Factory released their, titles for their upcoming, for I think horror specifically, and then Warner Archive released theirs. I was like, I like Warner Archives way better, because most of their ones haven't had releases. Actually, none of them had Blu-ray releases yet. but all the Scream Factory ones did. So I was like, meh. So that kind of put it down for me. But Warner Archive killing it with their choice for releases, especially for horror movies. Here's a low budget one that I've had in my collection for a while. Haunted House on Sorority Row. This is directed by Enrique Cuoto, who I'm actually friends with on Facebook. I know he's done some other low budget films. And I actually, I think I sold him a couple movies back in the day too. Ones that I was purging from my collection. But I like some low budget goodness. And the title alone, House on Sorority Row, is one of my all-time favorite slashers, the original. Even the remake wasn't bad. But yeah, it looks like a bunch of girls move into a haunted house and start up a sorority. So there you go. Give it a chance. Next up is The Trip. This is a Roger Corman film, and it was written by Jack Nicholson, and it stars Bruce Dern, Dennis Hopper, and Peter Fonda. So it's a pretty good cast right there. I guess Peter Fonda decides to take acid for the first time and rediscover himself, and all sorts of trippy. I'm not really too big into the hippie trippy, those kind of movies with effects. I'm sure it's going to be like those kaleidoscope, sheep-looking things, and I'm just really not too into those kind of ones, but I'm gonna give it a shot, and who knows, maybe I'll end up enjoying it. Next up is Daniel Craig and Renaissance Paris 2054. It kind of looks like Sin City-esque, but futuristic Paris, I guess. And yeah, they're trying to find a girl who was kidnapped, and there might be corruption involved. But it says an animated and cinematic wonder is a blurb right there on the back. Gotta love some of these blurbs. I swear some of these writers, I feel like, just put the most, complimentary things ever just in hopes of getting on like a movie poster or a Blu-ray DVD release. But yeah, I do like the look of the artwork though, the animation style. So that looks pretty cool. I don't know if they used they didn't use rotoscoping in here. They used some kind of animation style that I think really looks neat though. I like it. And of course Daniel Craig is I guess the lead voice actor. Next up is The Men's Club, which I like the cast in here a lot. A whole bunch of different people. Harvey Keitel, Frank Langella, Roy Scheider, Treat Williams, bunch of people. But I guess it's basically about a club of guys that get together, kind of like a support group, talking about their fears, regrets, longings. And I guess during one of these sessions, things get, tense and out of control, and we'll see what happens. Next up is Evelyn. Pierce Brosnan is the lead star here. Aidan Quinn, Juliana Margulies, so good cast. And I guess it's set in Ireland. I think it was based on a real court case in 1955 about a single father trying to get custody of his kids. I think back in those days you couldn't do that as a single parent, or single father at least maybe. And I think that changed the whole thing. But so some drama, some family elements going there. So there you go, a good mixture of films. But of those 8, right there. Hopefully I can't even, hopefully that's all in view right there. You guys can see it all. But let me know of these 8, which 2 I should watch tonight. But there we go. And let's go ahead and get into the collection overview. And let's see, we're all up in here. And I'm actually using my iPhone right now because I feel like it's a little bit easier, but I haven't mastered how to switch. I don't know how to switch to the views. That would be easier if there's a little button, but there's not. At least I don't know where the heck it is. So I'm just gonna, hopefully this will all be in frame when I switch it over. So up at the top here I have all the bust sets. Although I have a few more bust sets, like I have the Caesar Planet of the Apes set DVD set over there, which is amazing. And then we've got Criterion Collection, some Eureka, Twilight Time. I have a whole bunch more Twilight Time right there, and a huge stack of Criterions right there. So I actually have to reorganize this. I'm pretty close to getting a full 6.5 foot section of just Criterions right there, bookcase of Criterions. Then we've got Disney, and then Obstructed from View, or Blu-ray TV shows and seasons. And then we've just got a whole bunch of, over here's a whole bunch of ones that I'm going to sell and purging. And I got some more stuff over there. There's some stuff over here too. But yeah, just a mess of stuff. There's comic books that I got over from my parents' place. My mom's getting ready to sell the place, so I'm getting rid of some of my old, I found my boxes. I'm probably going to get rid of most of them. I might keep a couple. I haven't looked at them in 10 years, most of them. So I think it's time to probably get rid of them. I might keep a couple that I just remember enjoying a lot as a kid, but who knows. I'm pretty sure I had the first appearance of Carnage in here, and I think that goes for some decent amount of moolah. So And over here we've got a whole bunch of stuff all over the place on the floor, but we've got some Funkos, we've got Steelbooks, 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 Digibooks, some Arrow Video. This is like not even half my Arrow Video collection. There's a bunch on the floor over there. There's actually some over here too. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff all over here. Just all over the floor, very disorganized right now. And there's a little Ewok guy, Wicket. It's actually he's holding a candy cane. You probably can't even see it. It's something I got from Kmart. I was like, they're just throwing anything. Like, you wouldn't notice it was Christmas, except he's holding the candy cane. You have to kind of like prop it up, otherwise you have no idea. But yeah, there's just a whole bunch of stuff everywhere. On the floor over here, just stacks that I have to go through and do updates for. But here's all my horror Blu-ray collection right here. I've pretty much upgraded the majority of my horror DVDs to Blu-ray and got rid of the DVDs, so except for the ones that don't have a Blu-ray release yet. But I noticed a lot of other countries are releasing like US films overseas, but we don't have releases for them over in the US yet. And here's some Funkos. I was able to get Robert Englund signed up on the Freddy one. Lynn Wein, who's the co-creator of, I believe, Swamp Thing and Wolverine, signed up. He recently passed away. Butch Patrick I met, got him to sign up to Eddie Munster holding Wolfie. So yeah, here's a whole bunch of other goodies right there. Some old Garbage Pail Kids figures from the Cheap Toys Candy. Some little mystery minis. Right here is the Sleepaway Camp Survival Kit Red Cross box set. This was recalled, and so it was reissued without the Red Cross on there. And this is all signed up by cast and crew. And Fear Itself, which was a really good show. That's probably the rarest thing in my collection, one of the more expensive things too. It's the Japanese heat box edition of Suspirian Deep Red. It's black, but if you put your hand on it for a while, it reveals an image underneath. It's sensed by the heat, obviously. And then we've got the Halloween VHS 20th Anniversary Snow Globe set. I'm shocked at how much money this actually goes for. I remember seeing people actually buying it for like $300. I was blown away. Luckily I got that forever ago now for a much better price. But here's some box sets and stuff like that. I actually sold a ton of DVD box sets. I kind of regret selling some of them, especially the Phantasm Sphere, because when they were reissuing the Arrow Video one over in the UK, I thought it was going to be a bigger sphere and where you hold the discs in there like the DVD one was, which wasn't the case. It was nowhere near as nice aesthetically, design-wise, as the DVD set. Here's an old Home Alone press kit in a suitcase right there, which I gotta do a video for that. I've had that in my collection for ages now. That's pretty freaking rare. A whole bunch of posters and all kinds of stuff over here. Got the Singing in the Rain box set over there too. I've got so much stuff. I got stuff in the closet too. Here's the John Carpenter's The Thing poster, which I've been able to get signed up by 2 people. I want to add more to that. I know John Carpenter's doing a convention coming up soon, so hopefully I can get that to happen on there. But that's a lot of people ask me about that. I've talked about it many times, shown it many times. It's the Japanese poster. It's actually a reproduction of it. And the reason I got the reproduction of it, I had an opportunity to buy the original. The original was actually a smaller size. And the fact that this one was bigger is what I was going for, because I wanted to display it prominently because it's my all-time favorite movie. And then here, that was the office area. And in here is my bedroom, essentially. And, the bathroom. It's where all the magic happens in there. And I actually might have to get a new shower. You guys don't care about that. But it's a really small shower. I'm always hitting my elbows. I feel like it's a jail shower. That's like the only negative for this room. Yeah, so here's more Blu-rays and stuff over here. And on the floor, I've got stuff. And there's some Christmas 10 editions down there. There's the Big Lebowski set. I'm probably going to put that on top. One of these ones over here. I'm going to... I still have to put all the wall brackets, like the wall mounts in. So some of them, these are IKEA ones, the Billy bookcases. That's the design for them. The tall ones, tall and wide ones. But some of them lean forward a little bit because it's on the carpeting. But yeah, here's just a bunch of rain. I haven't organized anything yet. I'm still going to do that soon. I'm going to do a video when I actually do that. And when I'm doing it, I'll pick out a couple here and there and talk about them while I'm reorganizing it and actually properly alphabetizing and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's just here's 4Ks. I probably have another shelf worth of 4Ks. I got rid of a few recently though, like Why Ham Inferno, was the Snow White and the Huntsman, and a few other different ones. I'm like, I don't think I'll ever rewatch those ones. Here's just more stuff. Some of the ones that are sticking out are ones that I haven't seen yet, so I like purposely did that. But yeah, just here's more Blu-rays over here, more Blu-rays over here, and here's the Heathers 10, which also is crazy out of print. I think I remember seeing somebody putting it on like Amazon for like $450 or something crazy like that. But I tried looking for it, and those go for a crazy amount of money too. And there's the G.I. Joe complete TV show, all kinds of different stuff. Once I organize everything, I'll do a proper, video going over it. But here's all DVDs and DVDs all on the floor. I've got another big box of DVDs too that I have to go through. I'm trying to thin out the DVD collection especially. And over here is all the horror DVDs, which this I thinned out dramatically. I had like 2 bookcases worth of horror DVDs. Like I said, I upgraded a bunch to Blu-ray, so the majority of my horror movies are on Blu-ray. And then some I just got rid of. I was like, you know what? I don't ever really want to watch this. Like, there's a whole bunch of low-budget horror ones that I got rid of that, I appreciated some aspects, but I was just like, I'm just never going to watch it again. So, yeah, thin that out big time. So, yeah, just stuff all on the floor. There's a Kids in the Hall box set that got reissued from Mill Creek on a smaller set. I actually prefer the bigger box set like that, where you can slide out like each season like that on the separate cases. And then there's a Seinfeld fridge set, which is a Best Buy exclusive. That used to go for a ton of money. I don't know if it still does now. But there's other box sets down there too. So yeah, all kinds of good stuff right there. And this video turned to be way longer than I expected it to be. Holy moly, 17 minutos in a couple seconds. But yeah, up at the top here too, I've got the Planet Earth Blu-ray set and the Globe, the V for Vendetta set, the Underworld set, which is a Blu-ray one from Best Buy. A lot of these Best Buy exclusive ones are pretty awesome. The Ricky Bobby talking bobblehead one, I think that was a DVD gift set on that one. But the Watchmen Amazon ship, which, I was actually thinking about, I haven't taken that out in a while, and I think the batteries are still in it, and that's been years. I am really hoping that the batteries haven't like corroded the inside and that it still properly makes the sound and lights up and all that good stuff, because that was one of my favorite sets and editions ever in my collection. Love the movie, love the comic books as a kid. And yes, they were definitely comic books before they were graphic novels, so yeah, big fan of that. And it's interesting because Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who was the comedian in there, is blown up now. He was in Supernatural, which I never watched that show. But I feel like that was more geared towards girls, but I do know some guys that watch, but just about every girl I know watched Supernatural. But now, of course, he's Negan on The Walking Dead, which that show needs to stop because, I don't know, they've killed off basically everybody I've cared about. And this mid-season finale that recently happened, I was just like, I know they're going to make it a big thing when it comes back, and but after that, it's really going to be hard for me to be invested in who's left. And I felt like they had a lot of filler episodes, and then now they've just killed off so many people. It's just, I always had this vision of how it was going to play out in my mind, because it doesn't, adhere directly towards the comic books. They, Daryl and, the Dixon brothers, they weren't even in the comic books, so I think Daryl's like the most fan favorite, especially with the girls. I always hear the girls rave about him, even though he looks like he just fell out of a garbage can every single time. Even when they're in Alexandria, they got shower access and stuff, he still looks grimy as heck. But there's the Labyrinth set, which is a really cool set. I like the MC Escher-inspired staircase scene, which they have set up there. And here's the Tommy Boy, Holy Shnikes, bobblehead doll edition from Best Buy again. They have some really cool bobblehead editions back in the day for different movies, Best Buy. But here's some random movies. Film Movement is a company that I don't think gets enough credit. They have some really good films on Blu-ray. The Quiet Earth and Once Were Warriors, really good New Zealand films. I'd definitely recommend the heck out of both of them. Remember was one of my favorite movies of, I guess, was it 2016? Yeah. And that one I think was really underrated. And I don't think I got enough recognition, but I love the heck out of that one. But there's some random stuff right here. But yeah, that's, pretty much the movie collection tour, room tour, all that good stuff. I've done full house tours before, but this is kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. I'm trying to decide what movies to watch. I'm trying to knock out ones in my collection that I haven't seen yet. I still have a bunch more, obviously. And, as big as my collection is, people always say that. I've cut this collection in half. I was thinking about it recently. I kept a like kind of ongoing, you know, amount of how many I've sold. In the past like 3 years, I've sold over 7,000 DVDs and over 4,000 Blu-rays. So, and this is what I have left still. So it's crazy. Like, to think if I didn't sell all those movies, I would literally have like nowhere to move in here. Yeah. So there you go. There is the whole movie collection tour, room tour. And again, let me know what 2 movies I should watch tonight from the 8 that I have picked out. Or you can give me other movie recommendations to check out as well on Netflix or just anywhere. I'm down for that. And let me know what you're going to watch tonight as well. And hopefully you enjoyed this randomness, me rambling here and there too. And again, expect complete collection video coming up soon. Organizing videos coming up too. All that kind of good stuff. Thank you for all the support on here. I really do appreciate it. You guys rock. And hope everybody's doing well. Take care.